Shifting focus to Nigeria now, which is reeling from a tragic accident. Over 150 people have been killed in northern Nigeria due to a fuel tank explosion in one of Nigeria's worst accidents in recent times. A fuel tanker overturned on Tuesday after the driver lost control of the vehicle. The explosion was caused after the crash resulted in the spilling of petrol that it was carrying. Over 140 people are also injured in the tragedy, with some in very critical condition.
Truly what happened, I was there when the whole thing started. I scooped oil and went home to drop it, and I picked up my bike to come back, but it developed a fault. While fixing it, I then heard the loud explosion.
The incident occurred in Nigeria's northern state of Jigawa. The driver lost control of the tanker on the Jigawa State Expressway at about 530 kilometres north of the capital Abuja. But the tragedy worsened when several residents crowded around the vehicle to collect fuel that had spilled onto the road and in drains. Soon, a massive explosion tore through crowds of people who had rushed to the scene to try and scoop up the fuel, but ultimately became victims of the ill-fated accident.
Thinking that it's an ouf. They didn't know, little did they know that it is a cause of death. So some of them that engaged in fetching this fuel were caught up with the fire. In the process of taking, there is a flash of light and the place caught fire.
The incident highlights two grave concerns Nigeria faces. First, it is the fuel crisis. People are desperate for fuel amid scarcity and rising cost of living. Despite being a major oil producer, Nigeria imports most of its fuel needs. This is because it has very little working refining capacity. The fuel scarcities have been more frequent since President Bola Tinubu removed the costly fuel subsidies in 2023. Since then, the fuel crisis has tripled in some of the states. Last week, the state oil company hiked prices for the second time in just over a month. Due to the frequent fuel shortages, Nigeria witnesses long queues at petrol stations, causing traffic and other disruptions. The second biggest concern in Nigeria are the dangerous roads. Fuel tanker explosions and accidents are common in Nigeria, often caused by the poor state of roads and badly maintained vehicles. As per a World Health Organization report last year, annual road accident deaths in Nigeria to be closer to 40,000. Nigeria's Federal Road Safety Commission recorded over 1,500 accidents involving fuel tankers that caused 535 deaths. Just last month, at least 59 people died when a fuel tanker collided with a truck carrying passengers and cattle in northwestern Niger State. Now, these incidents come at a time when Nigerians are increasingly frustrated over the country's economic woes and bad governance. Hundreds of Nigerians have taken to the streets demanding solutions from the Tinubu government. However, such a growing frequency of tragic incidents highlights that there has been very little progress.
Firstpost decodes the U.S. election, explains how America chooses its president. Your primer on the race to the White House. Everything you need to know about how America votes and its global implications. U.S. Election Explained, every Monday and Thursday only on Firstpost.